After 6 weeks of intense battle on the sacred slopes of the Segura South, it shall finally be decided who is the champion of the EMEA North, Southwestern, East, up a bit, down a bit, back to where you first started, Division 3. This is the Inside Line. The course is Brae-kfast Crits and Grits, which was designed by Jack Cat of OTR, and they've done a cracking job. It's a great course and a great play on words. I think there should be more puns and anagrams in course names. By the way, did you know that Brae-kfast Crits and Grits is an anagram of bad racist grafters stink? Which they probably do, but it's not particularly relevant. So yeah, the course is a beauty. It goes up the Sker and then back into the city of Glasgow, where you do the Clyde Kicker and the Champion Sprint with a little Zwifted manoeuvre optional there. And then you go up the hill, past the lap banner, down corkscrew 4 times round a sort of circuit of the breakaway Brae reverse and corkscrew reverse, and then back up the Sker South. It is a beauty. This Recon is sponsored by Level Velo Clothing, who are suppliers of awesome cycling clothing. I've been wearing theirs this season and it is amazing. The fit is fantastic. I look like a pro. It is the business. So get yourself down to levelvelo.cc and get yourself kitted out for the upcoming season. The power-ups this week are going to be super important. You're going to get a feather 60% of the time, a truck 20% of the time, and a ghost 20% of the time. And you're going to get 10 of them. An absolute power-up bonanza. I've never seen anything like it. So, yeah, you're probably going to want to have a feather for the finish if you're going to tall manage it. But there's going to be opportunities for using them all, really. The truck is particularly good for the Brae, for saving energy, if you just want to sit in. And the ghost could be so invaluable if you're planning a breakaway. So opportunities for everything there, and combined with that, the bike choice or setup choice, I would go for a fast aero all-rounder, something like the Pinarello discs, maybe the Scott Addict RC with discs. Might go down to a Tron, because it does finish on a bit of a climb, but you're likely to be going pretty fast there, so the aero advantage will play in. Might depend on your category as well. The lower categories, the less aero is slightly more beneficial for the climb. You'll be likely going slower. So yeah, there's options for different things, but I probably wouldn't go any climbier than a Tron. As per usual, I've made some lovely course notes for you, very detailed, and they are available to download either from our Google Drive or from the Level Velo CC website. Hop along there. If you've enjoyed these recons or found them at all useful in any way and you want to continue seeing them in future, then please head over to my channel, the Zwifty Zwifter, where next seasons will be posted. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's a scratch race. So the point system will be determined by how many people there are in the race. So if there's 59 people and you come first, then you get 59 finish points. If you come last, you will always get 1 finish point. And the first 5 people in the race get podium bonus points. 10 points for first, 8 for second, 6 for 2, down to 5th place. I would like to offer my heartfelt thanks to Miguel from Miguel's Steak and Chains channel for riding this route and providing the coverage for the Recon. He rode this route 3 times for me to get it exactly how I needed, and I'm so thankful. Thank you, Miguel. Please go and subscribe to his channel. It would be really appreciated. So off he goes. So you start out at the pens by the lap banner, and only 200 metres into the road, you get your first of the many power-ups to come, and then you head left off the roundabout straight into the Sker South. There's a little dip as you go into it. Approach this bit from the rear, and then it gets steep, gets up to 9% pretty fast, fairly sustained at 7% all the way around this corner, I think. Does ease off a little bit as you get to this corner. You might want to push it a bit, especially if your team's all got feathers, or at least your weakest members, or at least punchy members have all got feathers. Again, it ramps up a bit here, flattens off a bit. So you might want to do little digs up the steeper sections, or you could just go all out because there's going to be plenty of recovery. I've highlighted the part of the course that I'm talking about in red on the line on the profile, and there you'll pick up another power up, and you descend down here. There are little flat bits, but overall I would say get some rest, get in a group, get in the front group or the furthest group ahead that you can. I would imagine sort of 80%, 90% of people will make it. You do have this quite a big ramp up into the city where you could stretch things out. If people are dangling off the back, you might drop one or two, and then come through here. No longer get a free power up there, and then you come on to the Clyde kicker, and is Miguel going to be his ghost? It just eases off as you come to the top, but you might want to push it. This might be a place to go for a breakaway. There's rolling terrain. There's quite a few corners where you can get out of sight and out of mind. Little kicker here where the Zwifty manoeuvre is executed. You could use that as a place to break away. Use the ghost maybe if you've got some. Use a feather even, because you're going to get another at the top of the end of the champion sprint, and then we go off towards the castle. You get a little break here, a little -2%. So this is called the castle climb, or the I think some people call it the postcard climb because it's so picturesque. It's quite not particularly steep, but it is a good old drag. Use your power up appropriately. Again, you'll get another one at the top. Yeah, there's just it's fairly rolling here. If you haven't made a gap, then it's probably best to give up. But certainly towards the top, lovely long descent here. Get in the draft of the group and sit in. Get towards the back for the corkscrew climb. It's the best place in Zwift to be at the back. Push through. Get yourself in the group. No, I've never really seen a big advantage taken here because there's a long sweeping descent that takes you into the Brae, and people tend to catch on even if you push it. And this is where you do the first of 4 laps of this part of the course. It's officially 3 laps of, I think they call it the Nessie Loop, but you do 4 laps of this bit, including the breakaway Brae. So I'm going to show you the first time, relatively slow. I think this is just double speed. Most of it I do far faster than that. So you can see this is probably the steepest bit, most sustained bit of the course. So if you're going to of the loop, so if you're going to push, that's probably a good place to do it. Flattens off here. You can use the draft fan quite early on through this section, and you get a lot of draft if you're in a decent sized group. Coming down here, if you're hanging off the back, it might be a time to use the draft fan. If you just get another going through the Brae banner, sort of step descent. Most of you will be aware of it, at least in the reverse direction, because they're always doing bloody rolling highlands. But yeah, it's still downish here. There is a little bump as you go over the up towards the bridge, and then out again. I think there's another little humpback bridge as well. Yeah, little steep section there, but it really is quite tiny. Not really enough to make any new gaps. You could stretch an existing gap perhaps, but yeah, on any of these loops really, it might be appropriate to make a breakaway attempt if that's what you're going for. You might even want to consider allying up with another team. You know, if you're in the battle for first and second, and another team's in the battle for fifth and sixth, you know, it's just as important to them to gain places. But maybe they'll want to try something spectacular to find another diesel or someone else who looks strong and able to go for a breakaway. Make your two opponents both chase you, put them in a bit of a bind, and it's a reasonable place to get away. You can use these ups and downs to your advantage, pushing hard on the ups and taking it easy on the downs more than the pack will tend to. So you'll save more energy, and with all the power ups available, there's a good chance you'll get a ghost. And there's various different points that you can make the breakaway. And then eventually we head up the corkscrew reverse, and we're starting to approach the finish now. I'm not sure I would make a go for it there. The sort of the Sker climb really is split into two halves. Now a lot of the elevation comes in this quite draggy climb up towards the lap banner. If you can push it here, everyone's going to be feeling it, and you can certainly put some hurt into some legs before the steeper official Sker climb comes, which it does at about 21.2 kilometers. Little dip into it, and then this is the section to really go for it. The 7% goes up to 9% briefly. This is the bit to really try and get a gap on, and if you've got the legs, that's where I would go almost all in. Still a little way to go, but if you've got a gap, then the chances are that people are going to find it hard to catch again, and it ramps back up again here, eases off again. You're going to be hurting, but so are they. Pass any runners. Final little section up to the ramp. This is the last bit to get the lead. Get the lead here if you possibly can. Flattens off here. It's going to be very hard to overtake, but it is a bit sweeping. Will the game give you the inside line? Who knows? Well, I hope you've enjoyed these recons with me. I've certainly enjoyed doing them, and I wish you all the best in this final race of ZRL. Come on!